girl.
Jackie. Podcast.
Podcast. Ooh, ha, ha.
Jackie.
Podcast. Ooh, ha, ha. That's from my dad. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Ready Up Podcast. I'm Jackie, a.k.a. Getsy.
I'm Nick, a.k.a. Ebels. And in today's episode, what we're going to do is answer some comments because we've been getting some comments over on our YouTube channel. And it's going to be a lot of fun, like we always say.
Like we always say.
And we'll start off with the questions, and then we'll kind of take it from there. So, Jackie. This is from Shelb on our previous episode of our podcast, which was about TwitchCon. If you have not seen that, go and check that out. But Shelb420 asked, do you think you could do a video segment about the bare minimum of things needed for streaming?
Needed for streaming. I think for me, bare minimum starts with kind of your mental mindset going into it.
Interesting.
For me, wanted to start streaming 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, and I just mentally wasn't ready. I think for bare minimum is like knowing for sure you're ready to do it, to commit to it, and like fully immerse yourself into it and just like full gung-ho. Because if you're just gonna dabble like a little bit, 9 times out of 10 I'm pretty sure you probably wouldn't follow through, which is what happened to me. So I would say like mindset to like really delve into it is important.
I mean, I will agree with that too. I mean, think of just when we were at TwitchCon, not to like talk more about TwitchCon, but how many of the members that you met from your community within like the cozy space, all of them had a common factor, which was each one of them, when they were getting ready to go live for the very first time, they psyched themselves out.
Yeah, everyone's
they
always say how they're so nervous and stuff.
And you still have those moments even to this day.
I still do have moments where I do get nervous.
And why do you think you get nervous when wanting to go live for the very first time?
I think it's just like that mental block of like knowing like, oh, what am I think it's the fear of not knowing what to do or say when someone that you don't know comes in.
The fact that you don't know if you can talk to yourself when playing a video game because you're so naturally inclined to just sit there.
It's just like being nerves of like if you were to go on stage and like do something for the first time, that's the same thing. Or like if you were to go play a sport if you're like say playing baseball and it was your first time up to bat, you'd be a little bit nervous, with the people watching and stuff like that. That's how I think of it, as like it's just natural fear, I think, trying new things.
Yeah, I think that's very valid. I don't know. I started streaming so long ago now. It was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, how did you do that at the age of
16?
16.
Yeah.
How did you're such an enigma.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because that thought, it's so long ago, and it's hard to put myself back into the shoes of my young self when I hit the going live button for the very first time. But streaming then was not the same that it is today. I think streaming is more idolized in today's day and age because a lot of people they get inspired by their favorite streamers and then they want to get into it themselves.
Yes.
And they see the kinds of support that comes from communities. So I think the reasoning on you getting nervous, and a lot of other people too, is you were a viewer. You were starting off because you started streaming a month after me. That's kind of what ended up happening. So you were seeing that funneling, and I was able to kind of push some traffic over to you at the start. So you had that level of support group. And I think a big thing too is when you're getting ready to go live for the first time, if you are in the space, you have a support group that can be kind of frightening because then it's like, hey, dump load of people.
Yeah, at least that was my experience when I first went live. I was really lucky in a sense that like when I went live, there was already people that were there ready to support me through you and through other forms of social media. So that was pretty cool, which is a really unique circumstance. And that's not always what happens. So when I think of like the average person, when I say like having confidence is a baseline, or like being sure you're ready mentally is super important, is what I just mean that like when you have that experience that most everyone else has is of like you're going in and it's just you talking to the camera, playing a game. It's super important to be mentally prepared for that being just that.
Yeah. And to elaborate on that further, when I went live for the first time, what I can remember is that I was super shy when I was in high school. Like, I did not like to speak to people. I was super introverted.
Very introverted. The hermit.
Yeah. I was not extroverted whatsoever, nor would I, if I was to go back to my 16-year-old self and say that, hey, you're going to be doing this kind of level of stuff now, podcasting and making content and all this other level, like, no, I would be like, yeah, nice one. Good joke, future me.
Also, if you tagged me onto it, you'd be like, yeah, right. Because we knew each other in high school. We were just friends. Who would have known that we'd be here?
But, I mean, my biggest thing was I utilized streaming as an outlet for myself to kind of get out of my comfort zone, to be able to kind of like, it was almost therapeutic. Going live. And even if there was nobody watching me, I just felt like, hey, I'm going to go live and I'm going to pretend that there's a bunch of people here. It's like singing in the shower almost. It's like I'm singing to nobody. At least I have the random thoughts that come into my brain of like when I'm singing in the shower. It's like, I'll be doing this in front of like 1,000 people someday.
You sing in the shower?
Moving on.
So no, that's okay. I love that. That's awesome. I didn't know that about you.
Of needing for stream.
Like, Nick, what's the bare minimum equipment?
Okay.
What'd you say?
Quick,
speedy round.
It depends.
What does it depend upon?
So it depends on what kind of level of streaming that you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to do IRL content, all you need is a phone. If you want to do gaming content that are PC games only, you need a PC. If you want to do console gaming, you can do that natively through an Xbox. You can do that natively through a PS4 or a PS5. If you're wanting to do Switch console gaming, you need a PC or a laptop. It doesn't have to be super high end as long as you're wanting to streamline content from the console itself, if that makes sense. Because then you can utilize the PC as a bridge through a capture card device through Elgato or another capture card device similar, and then just push the video feed over to the PC, and then the PC is not doing all the heavy lifting, the console is. Making sense so far? You with me?
Heard. A little lost, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Then there's a lot of other ways that you can go about, like webcams, microphones. A good mic is a priority.
Yes.
You do
Should
need
that
to have
be the first thing you do?
If you need a financial purchase, then yeah, I would say a good mic is going to be huge.
What are the mics that we use for stream, and then what are the mics we use for podcasting?
So mics that we use, I'm going to state, if you're starting out, go with a good, solid condenser USB microphone. If you do not know what that means, it's okay. Look it up, Google it, you'll be fine.
You got it.
A USB condenser microphone, a good brand is Blue. So I love the Blue Yeti. It's a standard mic. A lot of big name people use that. That's the exact microphone that Getsy uses.
I love it.
And I mean, currently at the recording date of this podcast, that's the mic that XQC uses.
It's also very aesthetically pleasing
and
pretty.
It comes in a lot of different colors. It is a big investment. I think it's like $160. We just went through Black Friday,
give or take.
So it can fluctuate. You can catch it on a deal. You can get it used. It's a good mic. And it's USB. It can plug directly into a PC, and you're perfectly set up and ready to go. Other mics that you can get out there that are also USB interface, you can get some that are okay-ish for like $20, but it's an investment. If you're wanting to do this for the long haul, get a good solid mic, because good audio is a must for streaming. People can suffer through bad visuals, but they can't suffer through bad audio.
That's so true, honestly. When you go into a stream where the audio isn't quite clear, crisp, it does make a huge difference. It makes it harder to stay.
Correct.
But you know what? It is always nice seeing someone like still try so hard. Even if you have a mic that might not be producing the best quality, at least you're trying and like you're putting in the effort.
Right.
Like, even if you can't afford it, don't feel like, oh no, my stream's not going to be great. Like, your stream's great because you're great, because you're doing amazing. Like, it's not about what you have, it's about what you bring to the table.
Exactly.
So just remember that too.
Yep. And again, when you start out streaming, you don't have to be perfect at day one. So many people have analysis paralysis when it comes to live content creation or just content creation in general.
Me.
literally.
Me.
Don't psych yourself out. It's okay to have a starting point. Look at your favorite to date creator and go back to their oldest video out there. Which, guarantee you.
Funny thing enough, a lot of the time they don't even have them like public anymore. So
all of them are like, unlisted. Probably.
Just remember, a lot of those things that they originally first posted are unlisted or archived or privated. So even if you can't find it, just know everybody had to start at the beginning. So don't compare yourself to those who are a lot further along, because you know, they had to begin where you are now too.
Literally. And a lot of these kinds of things, these questions, just to kind of put a vote of confidence, I'm actually shifting my YouTube content too, and going to be really starting to hit hard on tutorial videos and helpful videos for OBS settings, for streaming content, product reviews for good gear. A lot of that's going to go now native on my personal YouTube channel, because I really feel like I want to be a voice in that space.
That's
I just feel, I don't know, I got super inspired.
No, that's so amazing, because a lot of the time, so many of the questions we get, I feel like, are all OBS related.
There's a lot.
Because there's so many things that go into building your OBS and getting ready for streaming. I would say for me, technically speaking, was the hardest part, was learning OBS and trying to set up my scenes. Like, that was so difficult.
Think of it this way. Being a live streamer is not just going in and hitting a go live button and then everything is off to the races. As a content creator, you are in charge of so many different things. You are in charge of a live production. The skill set that comes with that is massive. You're running your own TV show. Think of it that way.
Yes.
Like, you have to handle audio issues. If the levels are too loud and people's ears are hurting, you have to know how to diagnose that and fix it. If your video feed cuts out, or your game cuts out, or your stream is buffering.
Can you please make a video on how to help with your, like, VODs and stuff? Like the audio and stuff like that. I feel like that's a big need.
That's on my inspiration list right now.
Perfect.
Like, upcoming video ideas.
We all need it.
Upcoming video ideas that I currently have listed are how to separate music from your VOD tracks, how to how to be able to have song requests and still have that separated from your VOD tracks. How to be able to there's a bunch of different video ideas that I have. And if you have questions or things that you want to know, put those in the comments.
Please.
Either within Spotify, within YouTube, or DM us, or put it on our Discord. Open. Literally, like, reach out so that I can be able to create these kinds of videos for y'all, because that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a cool, like, shift that you're doing. Is that like a kind of something that's been on the brain as of late for you?
I mean, it started back when we were in Vegas. I started making videos on OBS tutorials and whatnot. I don't know. A thing that I've thought of, and I've gotten a lot, or I've researched a lot, I should say, on just what should my YouTube channel be about. And I was kind of thinking on that. And yes, I have a gaming channel and I post a lot of Rocket League content, but I'm in the mindset of what niche gives me the most video ideas and what am I most passionate about.
Right.
This podcast is something that I'm super passionate about. I can come up with 10 different video ideas on OBS and product review videos and how to be able to separate audio, how to be able to, like, utilize a phone as a webcam so that you don't have to purchase a webcam specifically.
And you're very knowledgeable on those things, so it's super cool that you're taking what you already know to help others.
And what a lot of the content out there and people that are within the space and are, like, quote unquote gurus, they literally say your channel should be about what you can think of 10 different video ideas on. So if you can come up with 10 video ideas within a select topic, that is what your channel should be about.
Whether it be for Twitch, TikTok, YouTube,
any format of media.
That's it. That's the ticket, honey. I know, that's why I've been transitioning from Disney Dreamlight Valley to The Sims, which is such a big leap for me.
Yeah.
I've been in my comfort zone with Disney, and I love Disney. Disney Dreamlight Valley really changed my life, and that's the game that got me streaming. So I'll forever be grateful for it, but it feels great going into something that I creatively can just like I'm just ideas. I'm kind of like my brain is coming out with things faster than I can actually manage to put out, which is super
which is where
incredible.
You need to write it down.
Which is where I need to write it down. So that's pretty nice, but I've been a little bit anxious about it. But at the same time, like I've seen a lot of amazing support in that transition already.
100%.
And analytically, I don't know if you guys know this, but on Twitch you can see your audience's likes and what they enjoy viewing. And I actually went in recently to see that actually 14% or almost 15% of my audience watches the Sims content outside of my streams. And I was like, that is a huge percentage. So like, let's just dabble into it and see. And that was the highest percentage out of any other games. So the highest percentage was the Sims. So that was pretty nice. Like delving into analytics and kind of just like,
well, that's knowing when to transition from one game to the other. I mean, if you're starting out on Twitch and you're not pulling an audience from a different platform, which I mean, ideally is the right way. You want to grow an audience by putting out content and then obtaining an audience so that you can be able to push that over into Twitch, so that you're not having that discouraging time of streaming for hours on end to nobody or the random person that would just pop in every now and again. But knowing when to switch categories is huge. But I think we hit on that question quite a bit. You have any other notes to add into that?
As far as like what they need?
Yeah, again,
like the basics. You need say for PC, I'll go super fast. For a PC, you definitely need, I would say, minimum 2 monitors. Make sure you have a good mic, and then try your best to get a webcam that can give you pretty good filtering abilities.
And if you don't want or have the money to be able to do that, check out my YouTube channel, because probably I will have a video on how to be able to utilize a phone for a webcam.
Perfect.
Next up, we have another question that I want to just do a quick run through. This is from Starborn Eclipse over on our YouTube channel as well, saying, hello, I have some question for you guys about streaming. I don't have a lot of money for a computer, so can I use a phone? Answer, yes, you can. It's just going to be more about IRL content. So if you're going to be going out and walking, you can utilize a phone to do so. You can have chat on your phone. You can set up alerts and read everything through the Streamlabs app. You will need an account for that. However, it's going to be more limiting if you're wanting to showcase gameplay on like a screen. It's not going to be the highest quality. It can be a starting point though, if that's something that you're wanting to do. So like if you were wanting to showcase like the Switch content, or if you have a console, stream from the console.
I actually know a streamer who started out that way during like COVID times.
Oh, really?
She started with her phone and she started streaming her Switch, and now she's one of the top Animal Crossing streamers out there with like 500 average viewers. So like,
that's awesome.
You can start there and see how it grows. Like that's okay to start there and to just try it out. And I mean, people do it on TikTok all the time. 100%. So like, why don't we
have that Twitch? Be your starting point, and then be the person that unlists all those videos when you get bigger.
Period.
Exactly. Next one is, should I purchase a mic? Answer, yes. Good cheap ones, look on Amazon. Look for a condenser microphone. Dynamic mics are also good. Favor a condenser, because that is going to have a good cardioid pattern for your vocals and your voice. Third question, what should I expect, or what should I be expecting once I start streaming in terms of viewers and engagement? If you are starting from nothing, no audience, no following, expect nothing.
Nothing. Expect nothing. Like, love you so much. Expect nothing, but go in hopeful.
Hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Yeah.
That is like case point drop that.
And that's so okay though. But that's the journey of it. That's the beauty of it, because I'll never forget going in that first stream, that first month, and it being like, 3-5 average viewers, and then it jumped to 15, and then to 30, and then to 50. It just is like the most beautiful thing, seeing that process happen.
Yeah.
Because it makes it that much more like rewarding when you get there. I will say.
And take that time in too. Like, I will always refer back to when I started and I had nobody, and the person that I was, and how far I've grown as a creator in that setting.
Yeah.
So take take advantage of that time that you're in. Take a lot of mental notes because that was going to shape you into the content creator that you want to be.
It really will. And experiment with that time too. You can try different intros during that time because you don't have an audience already. If someone new comes into your chat, you can practice different ways of introducing yourself. This is your experimental phase.
Correct.
Where it is okay to try a bunch of different things and it won't technically hurt you because all you're doing is just trying something new and seeing if it sticks. That's where I got my intro of should I do it? I guess I should just do it. That's where I got my intro of like, thank you so much for the follow. My name is Jackie and now we are friends. And that's where that's how I got that, because I started experimenting with how I introduce myself and thank someone for following me. And now that sticks. And if I forget to say it, my viewers, I love them. They will call me out. They're like, you forgot to say thank you and to introduce yourself. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. And then I do the whole little gist. But that's like the nice thing. You get to like create exactly what you want to do and try different things.
Yeah, you get to shape your brand. At the end of the day, when you're wanting to pursue content creation, I mean, if you're wanting to be the hobbyist, there is that realm of Twitch. I know a good amount of people that will just go live every once in a blue moon when they're playing games with their buddies and wanting to connect as like with their pen pals, right? But if you are listening and you are the individual that's wanting to pursue this as like a legitimate business, it is your brand. You get to shape what that brand is. You get to create who you are within the content space and then really be able to build that from the ground up. And when you're starting out, you get to experiment and be able to learn how you want that to grow. Because a big thing for a lot of creators is that they'll build up a following within a content space. And I'm dealing with this. It's like I built up a content space within Rocket League in coaching. And then I get to a point where if that is something that you get burnt out on, or that's something that you no longer really have the main passion for, and you already have an audience there, it's really hard to shift gears and have your audience be willing to follow you. That's like playing Disney Dreamlight Valley and then going and playing Lethal Company, a horror game. Or playing Fortnite, a shooter game, and then going and playing a car soccer game.
Right.
So it's really hard for your audience to pivot, and it's up to you as the creator to have a shifting moment and announcing that. It's like if you were watching SpongeBob and then freaking Criminal Minds came on just abruptly with no cut, no warning. It's just like, oh, we're watching a detective do weird work.
We're doing this now. I did that to my stream the other night. I went from DDV to Lethal Company. That was a shocker.
Yeah.
That was a shocker. But like if you have a really good way of communicating with your people and just being totally transparent and honest, usually, they'll stay because they like seeing you and they're there for you.
And that should be what you're doing.
Like that's the goal, is like to create a strong community. You want them there for who you are. And that means you need to be authentically 100% yourself the entire time.
Yep.
I know a lot of people really do thrive off of creating a character for online, and
that's
like
perfectly
that's totally okay, and that is so cool because you're being genuinely that version of yourself.
Correct.
For as long as you're being genuine with the type of person you are online while doing this
and can dedicate
to that, then that's great. Like I think that's incredible, whatever way that is.
Like Dr. Disrespect, if you don't know who that is, do a quick Google search. The dude literally wears a black wig and like full military gear, like weighted vest. Like it is a full out character that he has. He created a show, and that at the end of the day is what you should be trying to do. Plan your content, plan it. Like you don't have to script it out fully, but have an idea of what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna start my stream. It's gonna be a length of 2.5, 3 hours, or even an hour and a half. I'm gonna start off with this. I'll just chat for 15 to 30 minutes, get to know my audience.
Yep. Have a goal for what happens in the stream in your game too, because that gives, and then put it in your title, because it gives your audience, it gives your viewers kind of like a better idea about like, oh, here's what we're gonna do that in stream. It's an object. That's the word. Thank you. Look at Nick just finishing my sentences.
Give your audience an objective so that they know why they're there. Rather than your community essentially window shopping, give them an objective of, hey, this is why you come in.
Mm-hmm. That was a really good one, Nick.
No, it's
really
the
good.
truth, though. Like, think of it.
It's very true. That's like so true.
Everybody on Twitch is window shopping. You need to be the person that gives them the best deal when they stumble on. It's like, oh, that thing is literally $2.99. It's normally $60. I'm going in this store. Don't yawn at me.
How'd you know I yawned? My mouth was closed. How'd you know I yawned?
I know you too well.
He caught me. I tried
Silent
to
yawn?
play it off, and I do that all the time in stream. But Jordan,
past me.
Hi Jordan, my mod. He literally knows every time I yawn in my mouth with my mouth closed, and then he hits my yawn counter. I think I've yawned almost 200 times in stream.
It's up there. It is up there.
Thanks, Jordan, for always calling me out.
Oh my gosh. Also, random thing, finalizing, because we definitely hit a good amount on this episode. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. But let's do some weekly updates.
It's my favorite part.
Yep. So what are some weekly updates that you have?
Well, in this last week, I hit my follower goal of 2,700 followers.
There you go.
Which is crazy. We hit my November follower goal, which was incredible. And so now my December follower goal is 3K.
Woo!
Woo! 3K. I just hit 10 months of streaming, so I am no longer a Twitch baby. 9 months is a Twitch baby. I found that out recently. Everyone reminds me in chat, if you've been streaming for 9 months, you're a Twitch baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm no longer a Twitch baby. I'm a 10-month baby. I've been here for 10 months.
Does that mean that I'm a preteen?
That means you're probably a preteen.
Well, I mean, consistently, I've been only streaming for coming up on a year. Consistently.
But you're kind of like a 6-year-old. No, 7-year-old? How many years has it been?
A 7-year-old.
Technically, he's 7 years old, and I'm only 10 months old. That's fine.
That is not okay. Out of context.
What else has been going on in my world? Well, I already shared about me transitioning to doing Sims content. Oh, new in my world is we got a new camera.
Yep. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, let us know what you think.
What do you think about the quality?
This is now our new vlogging camera.
You're sitting inside of Ron, my Wan. That's what I've named our camera. It's a Sony ZV-1, and
blame her for naming a camera.
It's Wan. Hi, Wan. I love you. Anyway, I'm just very excited about having a new camera. We ordered new monitors. Nick's getting a new PC. We're doing upgrades, people. Upgrades. If you know what that's from, please put it in the comments below.
You should know. If you don't
know where that is from, please.
That needs to be a watch party in our Discord server.
We need to do a watch party.
Don't say the name. They need to guess.
If you guys guess it, we'll do a watch party.
If you guess it inside of Spotify or YouTube, we will do a watch party of that.
We'll do a watch party of that. Is there anything else going on for me? Taylor Swift's birthday is coming up. Yeah. My mom's birthday is coming up. We've got Christmas coming up.
That is true.
I'm just like a happy girl in my happy world. I'm a lot more productive.
Going to Colorado.
We're going to Colorado. I'm getting out of my lazy girl era. I think I want to do a podcast episode on productivity.
That would be good. I think we did that. I think we literally did.
No, but I want to do an updated one. As a girl who just went through it, I need to do an updated one about how I'm resetting my life, because this has been, I just feel a lot more motivated. I feel a lot more happy. I was just kind of going through it.
Well, you're in a different season now with your current job. So
that's
that makes
true.
sense.
There's just a lot to balance.
Maybe that could be our next episode.
Yeah.
Productivity, balancing life, balancing bivocational work. Because we hit that on a previous episode of our podcast, but we didn't really go into like a deep dive.
We really use that word all the time.
Yeah, that we do.
Maybe we should have some Ready Up podcast merch t-shirt that just says deep dive.
Are you R-U-P
Rup. Hi, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Rup.
Oh my gosh.
Rup. Sounds like a frog. Ribbit.
Rup. Another thing, and I'm going to call you out on it. You're Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, no. Okay, should we just do our Spotify Wrapped? Because this is my first year having a Spotify Wrapped as a streamer, and I'm upset about it.
I swear, Spotify Wrapped is so scuffed when you're a live streamer.
When you're a live streamer, your Spotify Wrapped literally is no longer scuffed. Your own.
It doesn't matter.
Do we need to share it?
Oh, it's so interesting.
Let's just share them.
Oh my gosh.
Because I think they need to know now what our Spotify Wrapped was.
How many minutes did you listen total?
Okay, we'll go spot by spot, right?
Okay. 66,196 minutes for me.
Wait.
Top 3% listeners worldwide.
Wow. That's not me. I listened to 48,163 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
My peaked listening time total was 981 minutes.
Damn.
How?
That's pretty cool. Who is your top artist?
525,600 minutes.
525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? What about love?
Anyway. I listened to 3,544 artists this year.
Where did it say your sound town is? Because I got Colorado Springs, USA.
Did not say that for me.
You didn't get one? No, just go into your Spotify. It tells you where you're from. It says I should live in Colorado.
That was like the metropolitan area of like California.
For you?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
sick.
I feel like I got called out every time Spotify Wrapped comes up. I feel like I get called out for like the type of listener they say that I am. Yeah, they called me a shapeshifter. One moment you're head over heels for an artist, the next you've moved on. Some say it's erratic. We call it eclectic. I'm so dyslexic. Why did that rhyme?
Well, if you think yours is bad, listen to mine. Vampire. When it comes to your listening, you like to embrace a little darkness. You listen to emotional, atmospheric music more than most.
You are sad.
I'm a sad Swiftie. What can I say?
And then the last one,
your girl's
both of us had copyright-free lo-fi as our number one artist, which means...
No, my number one artist was Taylor Swift. My second number one artist is copyright-free lo-fi.
That's how you know you're a streamer.
My number 3 artist is Disney lo-fi. Number 4 is Mommy. And number 5 is Philanthropy. Well, which I don't even know who those artists are. It must be some kind of lo-fi I listen to because I don't even know. But my top genre is lo-fi beats. Let's do our number 1 songs. Ready? My top song is I Won't Say I'm in Love from Disney.
Oh, God.
Number 2 song, Beauty and the Beast, Tale as Old as Time. Number 3 song, Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. Number 4 is Reflection from Mulan. Who is that girl I see? So good. And number 5... is the theme song from Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh! My 5th number 1 song is Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my gosh.
I love it, though. I'm honestly not ashamed. Although I'm really sad that I didn't get any Taylor Swift songs as my top songs.
Oh, my favorite song, or my top song was from Elderbrook.
Oh, that's actually sick.
Elderbrook, which
we got Elderbrook
to see
live.
Yeah.
Very good.
Elderbrook was, I think, my top song. His song, The End. Which was a good one. The reason that is my number 1 though is because that is the song that I use to test out my my song requests every time. Like I always check my song request spot.
Well, there you go.
So that's probably why it's number 1.
You know, all of my songs are all Disney, but the only reason is because I listen to lo-fi Disney when streaming. So.
And again, I'm the shapeshifter, so I'm find a artist and then move on.
And then I'm the melancholy.
I feel like I'm a player
Swiftie,
when it comes to Spotify.
Sad, depresso.
I find you,
girl,
and then I like you, and then I move on.
Thankfully, you didn't move on from me. Love you.
Facts. It's very different, but I also don't listen to lyrics. Cool. That's a different conversation.
Well, you guys, we had so much fun hanging out with you in today's podcast. We can't wait to hear more questions from you in an episode coming up soon.
Yep.
We love you all so much. You can check us out on Spotify and YouTube. You can also find us on TikTok and Instagram and on Twitch, as well as YouTube for our personal accounts as well. I hope you guys are having a great start to your December, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.